Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy.
Attractive people, what are some negative things that come with being attractive? Being harassed in public. I'm not super attractive, but after I lost weight and started meeting more conventional beauty standards, the attention I got skyrocketed. I have been followed around the grocery store, groped by strangers while I went about my business, shouted at on the street. It's scary sometimes. People stare at me, follow me around the store, catcall to me, honk at me when I walk down the street, or straight up follow me in their cars. Lots of old dudes stop to offer me rides, so I purposely walk in the opposite direction of traffic. The real creeps will circle around just to get in the direction I'm going and offer a ride. The scariest part is when they follow you, either with their car or on foot in grocery stores. I just don't understand why people think this is okay. It makes me feel so gross. I feel bad for the actually beautiful people out there because they must put up with so much worse. Harassment becomes an expected thing. From getting catcalled or dirty messages on Instagram to someone grabbing my booty in a crowded area. Other women get extremely jealous if I'm a little friendly to their man. No, I don't want to have intercourse with your 40-plus-year-old out-of-shape husband who looks like he hasn't showered in a week. I just like his anime shirt. People assume I'm dumb. I am, but I don't like the assumption. I've had 2 male roommates confess their love for me. We were just friends. I've given my number to dads for babysitting jobs and all I get is flirty messages. I've been very shy and plagued with anxiety for most of my life, and people have actually perceived that as being stuck up and vain. I'm outwardly cold and unexpressive because I'm terrified of people, not because I think I'm better than them. And I've also spent much of my life believing I'm ugly and gross. Attractiveness doesn't equal confidence. Whenever someone tells me that they thought I hated them when they first met me, it actually really hurts my feelings. It makes me worry that I somehow come off as a total aloof a-hole when really I'm just socially awkward. And it only serves to make me more socially awkward the next time I meet someone new because I'm overthinking my first impression. If you are an attractive straight guy, I highly recommend going to a full-on gay bar just to get a feel for what attractive women go through. Guys constantly checking you out, getting asked out, pestered in a bad way. And that's when most of the guys there can tell you are straight. Straight-ar is probably a thing. Was a bit eye-opening going out with some friends a few times when I was young. It's kind of flattering but also uncomfortable. Going through it on a constant basis must be exhausting. Sometimes people automatically think you're a F-boy or a conceited a-hole if you fit the stereotypical appearance of an attractive guy. And insecure men are challenged by you and instantly start treating you with animosity. Similarly, big, tough-looking guys are challenged to fight way more than normal or weak-looking guys. I knew 2 brothers who were bouncers. One was 5 feet 10 inches, wore glasses, and was quite passive. The other was 6 feet 3 inches, huge, covered in tattoos and had facial scars. The larger brother was always the one who would people challenge him to a fight. Men seem to get enchanted by me and fall in love at first sight, but after a while, they realize I'm just a regular person with flaws and lose interest because I'm not the perfect goddess they thought I was. Also, insecure mean girls hate on me. Someone replied, I used to work in a bar which had belly dancer girls from all over the world. These girls were insanely attractive and that was part of the reason why the bar got customers. As a socially awkward guy, I found it very difficult to have a conversation with them even though I had to work with them. There was this one English girl who I thought was the prettiest. One day we were both on a smoke break and just had a random conversation. She shared some of her problems and about how exhausting it is that people only see her for her pretty face and not her worth as a person. She told me about some of her family problems back in England and I'm not sure why I was shocked at how relatable it was. That interaction changed the way I saw women forever. I always used to put them on a pedestal, especially the prettier ones. They are just human like me and everyone I know. They may look pretty and be a different gender and they may come from a different culture, but they are still just people and they are not perfect. In hindsight, I feel like this should have been super obvious. But I realize it probably isn't, given that a lot of adults don't see it this way either. You can't just be friendly and joke with people. They almost always think you're flirting. If I just make a loose comment, it will never be seen. Something I really don't like is the whole being stared at and standing out. Like sometimes it's nice to see girls looking subtly or not so subtly at you and checking you out, It's a good ego boost and it feels nice to feel desirable. But sometimes it's just annoying to feel like you are always being observed, by both guys and girls, since someone doesn't have to be attracted to you to find you good looking, and it just makes you uncomfortable in all honesty. As someone who has been regularly told by people that I am attractive and beautiful since I was a child, I have considered it a big curse, especially coming from a conservative country. I started getting attention from men as a kid, which led to bad things. Everyone assumes I am a bitch until they get to know me. I have had most men in my life that I have had serious relationships with, including a marriage, marry me or date me and stay in relationships cause I am a trophy girlfriend or wife and that I check all the boxes. I have felt that none of them were ever in love with me, just the whole concept of me. I have low self-esteem as a result of that. Also, most of my partners are getting extremely jealous and possessive, and relationships have turned sour because either they feel they aren't good enough or the jealousy ruins it. I hate attention and go to large lengths to avoid it, and I am lousy at taking compliments. As soon as that happens, I just want someone to change the topic. I have lost friends and received hate cause of all the male attention I got. I've had several relationships where my partners would lie about how they felt, what they actually wanted, or times that I hurt them. Because they were more invested in keeping the relationship going than actually enjoying being in a relationship. So they'd say whatever they thought they needed to keep me from wanting to leave. Also, people who feigned wanting to be in a relationship just to sleep with me, even though I'm already down for casual intercourse. I have a hard time trusting people. Aging. Because the perks I enjoyed as an attractive young woman are notably changed as I age. It becomes a part of your identity, and when it starts going away it feels like you're losing yourself. I'm getting close to acceptance, but that transition is a rough time. Less about perks for me though, it's more about losing that easy confidence that I can dress and do what I want without worrying it looks bad. I don't know how to cope with the extra worry. Attractive women go from being the center of attention and getting preferential treatment to effective non-entities as they age. Ugly women go from little attention to effectively no attention as they age. While it's the same problem, it's a bit like the difference between going full speed to stop in a Ferrari versus an electric scooter. People usually get intimidated by me, so it's hard to make friends. All my previous, and my current one as well, say I can believe I'm dating you, I'm just an insert nasty thing about self, and I always get so sad to hear the person I love feels like they don't deserve me. It also leads to preemptively trying to diminish my self-esteem so I would stay, even though that's bad. Also, people often think I'm dumb. Straight A's in school and now in university studying philosophy, so I break that expectation pretty fast. People also bullied me my whole life to break my self-esteem, and it worked. So many mental health issues. I sometimes wish I wasn't 6 feet 1 inch, skinny and conventionally pretty. Maybe life would be easier. Sometimes it feels like your value as a person becomes rooted in your appearance, and having a personality and experiencing the spectrum of human emotions shatters whatever image of you someone has created in their mind. People love to project. I'll admit that I'm considered attractive and that the positives outweigh the negatives, but when partners start confronting the reality of my life, I've often been relegated to simply an intercourse partner, not a partner. Which I understand for some men is the dream, but actually it's not. While I've never had trouble getting laid, I've had more than a few women tell me straight up that I wasn't dating material. Like, I get it. But it gets old, and it's not sustainable. Being objectified. People will ghost you or become flat out mean after they either get what they want or find out you won't give them what they want. This is not exclusive to intercourse, but intercourse is probably the most common. I wasn't always conventionally attractive, and I used to be a bit of a loner weirdo until my early 20s. I will befriend anybody at work if they seem nice. Some guys might avoid talking to me because they think I wouldn't care about them because they're nerds or not very cute or whatever. Well, it's happened a few times now, maybe 4, where the guy I guess isn't used to very much interaction with women, so they think I'm talking to them because I'm interested in a relationship. So after a few weeks of being friends, when they finally confess their feelings, it gets awkward. Most of the time it ends with them being mad at me for leading them on. I wouldn't describe myself as a supermodel, but I was a bit of an ugly duckling. Having been on both sides, what I found surprising, at least as a female, is you are hated by far more people, mostly other girls, when you look good than when you didn't. Before, people were mean, but it was usually more like occasional passive buttholery. Afterward, however, it was active, overt hatred/bullying on a nearly daily basis. Not only did it intensify with the girls that were already mean before, usually popular, but there were suddenly a whole host of ones that were previously friends or in the same social class, and also many that previously didn't seem to even know I existed before, which is odd. People make assumptions that you're going to be cocky or arrogant, and won't approach you. I generally have to initiate conversations. There's also this odd behavior from strangers where it's perfectly okay to criticize my appearance in this passive-aggressive sort of way. I'm considered pretty attractive and I'm also pretty introverted. Which sucks because not only think people that I'm arrogant because I look good, they think that even more because I usually don't initiate conversation and am taciturn. People just assume that everyone must like you and that you're popular. I've been single all my life and still a virgin. Most of my ugly friends already dated, kissed or gotten laid. Then they complain about being forever alone and ugly and how I must have huge lines of girls wanting to date me. I don't. Men love you, women hate you, people will whistle or catcall at you, but not initiate intelligent conversation with you. But then you'll get hit on constantly in certain places by the yuckiest of men, and people make certain remarks on first impressions and proceed to think because you're pretty you must also be dumb and pliable. I've heard it all. People assuming that trying to have a normal friendly conversation is flirting. Now I literally dress like a slob so I don't get hit on as often or followed in parking lots. I'm not even that attractive. I've got a stylized buzz cut. I let my eyebrows grow in nice and thick to their natural shape and only do a little cleanup, and I'm of course rocking my oversized male shirts and such. I am basically a ghost. But, if I have a femme day, where I wear a dress or a female shirt and shorts, a little eyeshadow and lipstick, suddenly people seem to magically notice me. I'm not saying they stop and stare as I walk by, I'm not built like that, but I definitely get brief glances and whatnot, and people go out of their way to try to help me. I would pretend to be mad about it, but I kind of enjoy the anonymity I get when dressing like a dude.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end. We want to thank you again for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we wish you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, it really does help us a lot. That's it from me, roll the outro.